Zoe and Moxie as well. Yes, it is a good day to have eyes. Thankfully, we have 4 of them looking at this game right now. All right, Rose. Gen.G banning Diva going on to Lijiang Tower, and Qadsiah banning the Venture here. So Gen.G 2-1 in the standings right now. Qadsiah also 2-1. Gen.G a bit of a better map score at the end of it. Qadsiah currently just 6-6 in terms of maps, so they're pretty happy sitting in the very middle of the table. But we expect Gen.G to kind of pull away. Qadsiah, they ended up winning their games against Twisted Minds and Peps, both in week 1 and week 2.
Yeah, I'm a little sad actually to see the Venture ban. I think it's smart coming up from Qadsiah, but I was kind of hoping that Sana and Top Dragon would go Gen.G Venture again with Mag on the Mauga and just kind of run it down, but whatever. I guess I'll just settle with,
Orb and
Sim. And
I guess I'll settle with just the funny heroes. I mean, we expect Mag as well here just to play ball a lot. It looks like, and it feels like with Gen.G, they're happy just for Mag to be a solo operator, and then Top Dragon and Sauna to get as much support as possible to succeed. Looks like Qadsiah running out with the Sigma. This is a kind of a clash we've seen a lot on this map. The Sigma versus the Wrecking Ball. Gen.G have only run out with this ball pretty much, with Mag already making his way to mid.
Yeah, the Sigma versus Ball. The tale is old as time, it feels like. Oh, what a big ante into the back two onto Landon and Haku.
They're good for the time being, but that's the big combos you're going to be looking for. The nade into the slam or the nade into the rockets. Of course, Top Dragon's life is going to be fairly easy. Can be shot by Landon and Labda, but a little less consistent than someone like an Ashe.
Absolutely. I mean, because you just have to wait for Labda to actually get some of that charge, and then it takes a little time to actually get that up and running. But Qadsiah are going to be difficult to dislodge from this point, but take a look at Gen.G hitting them from all angles. Oh, Top Dragon barely escapes.
How does Top Dragon get away? I don't think Crispy will be quite so lucky. Nope, there's the kill from Labda. Good boop. Labda almost falls over the edge of the map, but has got the slide, and Lucio is back to help. Good cap from Qadsiah. They can't stray too far from the point, though. Their comp succeeds best when they're just hunkered down.
Okay, still gonna take some time here for Gen.G to work up to some of these ults, but Top Dragon's very close now. Maybe Barrage and Nano to be able to throw into this fight.
Yeah, it does find some stragglers outside of the point currently. Nice little boop onto Checkmate, but this window, a strange angle from Landon there as most players from Gen.G are on the point, but does net him a kill and stops Gen.G actually using the middle of the map. Labda does slide away once again from Sauna and Mag, and they're hunting Top Dragon, or at least trying. These kills are not coming through quickly for Gen.G.
No, they're not, and the fact that they're taking even longer is going to give Qadsiah more and more time. Mag finally finds a kill onto Labda, but I feel like a lot of that damage has already been done. Checkmate is still on the point, and the sound barrier is invested.
Yeah, Nano onto Mag was almost a guaranteed kill on Checkmate. Eventually he falls as Haku's sound barrier fades away. Nice slam from Mag. Can Mag stay alive? Ooh, might be good. Yeah, it's got the shielding. He's just chilling. And he's going to grab the mega health back as well. Okay, there is the point flip, but 70+% for Qadsiah already, and they're coming back in. They're going to have Flux, they're going to have the Railgun, they're going to have Molten Core. Just get to the point, just lay it all down, and they should be good for the round.
That was an extra 30% that Qadsiah were able to go away with because of how slow these fights have really been. And you're right, Labda's coming in quick with this overclock, but maybe steps out a little too outside of cover for that.
Crispy is alone on the point. Yeah, he's going to have to grab that mega health back. 2 already dead, so it's a 3v5 on the point right now, and the slam forces out the lamp. So there you go, fight done and dusted. Goodbye.
Ooh, wait, no. Oh, Labda's playing hero rotation right now. I thought maybe we would get a chance to see the Pharah versus Pharah, but Labda thinks a little better of it. Cassidy a little bit more consistent damage into something like the Pharah, and maybe even that Hinder Nade good to be able to stop Mag from getting the better of the backline. They still have one more shot to be able to come in, but they gotta walk into these mines from Mag first.
Oh, they're gonna try and get some boops. Good lamp, though, from Landon. Wasn't instantly destroyed there by the mines, and it was a bit hard for Canal to actually get an angle on. Still going to be tough for Labda, and eventually kind of getting to the point is going to have to be their task to complete, but good luck. Yeah, Labda gets taken out everybody from Gen.G holding different angles right now. You can see Kanel's on high ground, Crispy's kind of darting around, Mag is just, well, he's everywhere, he's Wrecking Ball, and then Top Dragon's in the sky. So Qadsiah have a tough time of actually locking someone down and actually just getting to the point. It looks like Labs is actually going to switch over to Echo to try and counter Top Dragon.
Yeah, just another pick to just try to be able to stop this big DPS pressure coming through from Top Dragon and Sana. Cassidy not working out. Checkmate's also going to go over to the Tracer to see if that's going to also help to get the touch and force Gen.G to have to just pivot backwards. Landon's getting dove though. Oh man.
Has to deploy Lamb, doesn't even get a chance. Soundbarrier comes in from Crispy. I think Crispy tried to save himself with that beat, but you know what? It's OT, so it doesn't matter. Here's the Flux, dodged out the way, and the Nano Barrage to the face. All right, Gen.G. Yeah, making life a living hell for Qadsiah, sadly. They were able to get the point first, Rose, but like I said, traversing to it is an entirely different story. They're playing like a mini game of whack-a-mole.
I think Moxie also brought up a great point. Like, you want to play the Sigma here, but look at how fast that Sigma shield actually gets chunked. And it's not big enough to actually provide maybe that wide umbrella you would want it to protect you from the Barra rockets or just all of the extra damage coming through from the Tracer. Ziad felt like they barely had their shield up at any point within that map. I think he just got a little bit too focused there. And so now maybe Orisa gonna fare a little bit better. At least you've got the Fortify to keep yourself safe, and you know you're not dealing with a Pharah when we move on to this point.
We have seen Pharah in the past on this map, but yeah, not the best pick at all. All right, wow, this is going to be fun for Qadsiah. Mei and Reaper against the Sojourn and the Torp. It's going to be fairly easy to build a railgun shot for Labda at least, but really the problem here for Qadsiah is actually helping Ziad when he gets walled.
Yeah, I mean, just as Mei goes, I mean,
yeah.
That's just tracking. That's
just separating the team with the wall here is just so nice because Qadsiah want to make it to the point, obviously, like most teams would do. But as soon as that wall goes up, you have to make a decision if you're the healers. You've got to help the DPS or the tank at the front line, and Top Dragon is going to eat you for breakfast.
Top Dragon is just getting so much value. Not even just outside the walls, but I think also just being able to get the slow onto some of these speedy targets. You kind of hinder Haku's ability to help support the team with that mobility. Oh, Kanale's on the Moira. Did we mention that Kanale was on the Moira at the very beginning of this? Like,
well, he's got Coalescence, and they're holding the doors. And there's an AWP kill. They used that rush really aggressively. This Blizzard's going to come out again, separating the team. Not quite required, as Mag had already, well, gold medal in the Olympic boxing, as Qadsiah are going to go for a reset. Molten Core, there is a Terror Surge as well for Ziad. But this wall from Top Dragon, again, it's going to separate them, and it's going to make the Orisa going to choose where they want to go. They have to like get back to the team, of course, but they've got to be aggro at some point. Well, you can go golden for a brief moment, as the Coalescence ends up coming in, and Checkmate's on the wrong side of the team fight. Checkmate is alone currently in server, being chased by both DPS. Checkmate's on the other side of the map. Crispy with a two-man sound barrier. A bit better one from Haku there. It connects with 4. Death Blossom available as Checkmate is continuing to stay alive. They do manage to actually get the trade as the railgun comes out from Labda. Overclock over the top. Arms crossed now. Terror Surge in place. Mag still not dead. Eventually brought down. Even that Annihilation wasn't enough to save him. But Gen.G happy with that fight. They got 80% on the board, and they're still actually on here, and Sauna's still got ult.
Oh my god. Does Sauna actually just use the
There's
ult?
no spear. It's no spear. He can go for this. He can go for this in the back line. He ends up getting focused as Haku bites the dust. But yeah, over ambitious. But I would have gone for that too if I was Sauna. So
yeah,
we'll see Gen.G come back in.
You still get a kill with the ultimate here. You got 88%. Qadsiah didn't actually get a chance to flip it until Sana got taken down. And so you feel pretty happy about getting any sort of value with the Death Blossom, and Sana gets to come back with this Sojourn. One more team fight. That's all they need to win the map.
Yeah, definitely a hero play, but worth going for if you see 2 people and no spear on the side of the Orisa. Molten Core thrown out by Checkmate. Now, they're just going to wait this one. They don't need to force anything.
Be patient. Got a Coalescence coming up soon. Another Blizzard from Top Dragon. Philip, take a little poke, and then there's the Cole. Go ahead. Hit the gas. Hit the W key.
Yeah, Spear Spin already used. There is the rush onto the point. Moore's going to separate Qadsiah from the rest of the team once again. The healer's unable, even with the rush, to get in LOS and heal up the Orisa. Pop the block for Top Dragon. And, well, guess what? Blizzard, Sound Barrier. There's a whole lot of toggles for Gen.G just to walk away with this one scot-free. And I'm not sure they even need to use them as Christie finds a double kill. And there's only one more person that can realistically get back, and it's Ziad. Looks like Landon's off to the side, but quickly dealt with by Top Dragon there. Ziad gets onto the point, but not quite in time to actually cause OT. As Gen.G walk away with that one in a 2-0 on Lijiang Tower.
We've seen everything at this point. Is there a support we haven't seen yet? We've seen Moira, Lucio, Baptiste, Alari, Zenyatta, Ana.
Yeah, there's not
Mercy.
been a...
We've seen Mercy.
We've even seen Mercy, yeah. So we've seen every support hero over the last couple of weeks, yeah. It's a little bit of a shock coming into stage 1, but hey, I'm here for it. A little bit of variety is always nice. Yeah, exactly. Or a meta that's completely up in the air and no one knows what to pick, so they just pick comfort.
We're going to call it healthy.
Looks good for Gen.G so far, though. A 2-0 and just kind of rolling over this SIG comp, quite literally and figuratively, as Mag just proving how good he is on that wrecking ball.
Which is so interesting because I think the first match that we saw for Gen.G versus Virtus Pro, it looked like the Wrecking Ball took almost a little too much time to actually set up, but now I think we all also know that Virtus Pro is actually just that good. So Mag, you play what you want. We're here for the Wrecking Ball, we're here for whatever you want to do, and I love that Mag is able to get the support that he needs from Mei, Pharah, like the Reaper, I guess, of all things. The Torb. It's pretty awesome to see the versatility from Gen.G.
Yeah, they do have a lot of flexibility with Top Dragon and Sauna. Their best heroes, you know, you're going into like things like Pharah, Echo, Genji, and then Sauna on the other side, like things like Tracer. So they're pretty well equipped to deal with what OWCS are throwing at them currently. Of course, QLM still on the bench for OWCS. Checkmate and Lab are in for that map. As they go into their map pick. Suravasa, again, a lot of teams opting for Suravasa as a very early pick in terms of maps. So, yeah, OWCS's pick. They go towards a ban. Again, you ban Mag Ball here. It's been target banned a lot over the last few series for Gen.G, so that wouldn't shock me too much. You could also ban Top Dragon's Genji, but it feels like the ball was giving them the most trouble, at least on Night Market.
Well, the problem, though, is that when we've actually seen Gen.G play on Suravasa before, they've won at least twice, and it's been with Mag on the Hazard, with Genji from Top Dragon, as well as the Tracer from Sauna. So even if you do end up banning out the ball, I think you could still be comfortable running the Hazard, and whatever else you want, I guess. And the viewers seem to be pretty confident in that decision, too.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty safe bet to say Gen.G would take this series. OWCS, of course, they're doing fairly decently. Again, 2-1, same kind of scoreline. They did lose against Peps, and that was their loss. A big win for them was that Twisted Minds game, where Twisted Minds were trying to play this new, like, Sim and Torb, like, couldn't really find what they were after. They ended up taking a map off of OWCS on route, and eventually kind of like, okay, we're just gonna run Sojourn, but OWCS already had that momentum and just kind of pushed on to the win. We do see a Pharah ban actually on the side of Gen.G as a Juno comes in for OWCS.
Okay, so no Pharah for Top Dragon here. I do feel like Top Dragon has also been pretty deadly accurate with those rockets, and it's nice to know that you don't have to deal with that particular aerial support. But the Juno, I mean, you still run Lucio in a lot of these compositions. I guess it takes away from your ability to run like Juno Lucio if you wanted to have access to double speed, but Kaneo kind of hates playing Juno anyway, as we've seen from a lot of these matches. So what do you run, like Ana Lucio? That seems fine. Gen.G seemed very happy to be able to take a backline like that.
Especially with Kaneo's Ana, like it's pretty damn solid.
Yeah.
I think that would be a good option for Gen.G. I think with the way OWCS like to play as well, it's especially with Tread, I think they can flex into a lot. Tread's a good tank player, like historically has been good on a lot of different tank heroes, most notably for the Mauga last year. But there is an opportunity for him to go dive. He can match the Ram if he wants to. Kind of a mini. He's almost like a mini Hardy. That's the vibe I kind of get from Qadsiah. But they don't end up bringing Tread in here. They're going to stick with Ziad, and Mag is obviously just going to lock Wrecking Ball. It seems like every map right now is good for the ball, and that's just kind of the shoe that Gen.G want to slip into. And honestly, I'm down for it. Their backline and their DPS, they're very good mechanically, so they're going to be able to stay alive, and getting extra support from Canale and Crispy is good. They can go aggressive. They can make sure our Qadsiah are only looking at Mag. This is a very good look for Gen.G coming into the next couple of weeks, and we'll see if our Qadsiah end up banning the Mag Wrecking Ball later down the line. Looks like Ziad's going for the Diva, though, so going to help stop Mag, at least for a brief moment.
Yeah, I think the Wrecking Ball does make sense too, because if you're expecting Ziad to stay in the roster, the Diva is probably something you should also expect to see out of Ziad. And so now you do have a dive tank to match that sort of aggression you're going to see from Qadsiah. But the heroes for Gen.G, the DPS heroes, are way more aggressive than what you're seeing for Checkmate on Labda. Labda just has to play on this off angle, but it pays off right now.
Yeah, Labda just has to be consistent with the railgun shots here, and he has to be quick building them and quick firing them off, as many as humanly possible, because Gen.G, like you said, their comp, especially with like Venture, good luck locking down the Venture. The Venture's just going to burrow if they're in trouble. The Trace is just going to run in, hit the recall, and the Mag's going to be rolling through people. So Gen.G, they just focus Labda, and then now Qadsiah just fall apart at the seams.
Oh, yeah, like Top Dragon peeks up, kills Haku. Now you've lost a huge source of your speed, and you gotta go back because now Ziad's also gonna get teammates. Qadsiah run away with 52% of this first flashpoint though, and I think you're very happy about still being able to make that type of progress, but the work is cut out for you. You've got Mag, Sana, and Top Dragon that are gonna be hard focusing down a player like Labda or Landon or Haku. And if one of those pieces go down, especially if it's a Labda, you just get rid of such a large source of your DPS. And Mag is waiting. He's like, I'm just gonna play Christmas Ornament up here, and surprise!
Yeah, but he's still doing it. Well, there's the rush from both sides. The slam comes in. Landon has to TP away, so a good chance for maybe to jump on him. After those dashes to the point, both Kiriko's dead. Haku falls though to Top Dragon, a slide away from Labda, but no support. Zero support. The mine's in his way as well, so couldn't even get maybe Matrix by Ziad. And that is going to be point. They're going to try and stagger this baby Diva as well, but luckily for Ziad, there are still mines on the point, so you can get a quick reset, hopefully get another touch. But the person to touch here is probably going to be Haku. They're going to be able to regroup as 4, but the likelihood of you actually winning this fight is close to 0.
That was like really 0. I mean, Checkmate going down there might have also been the only bastion of hope to actually get back to get a touch onto this point. And so Qadsiah have to back up. They have to start thinking about the next flashpoint ahead. It's going to be Gen.G capturing our first one in the middle, and now we get to go ahead and get over to Ruins to see who can take this next one. Qadsiah do have 4 ultimates though for this flashpoint. It feels like a team fight that they should win.
Mag's looking for people to bowl off the edge of the map, isn't he? Surely.
Yeah.
He's going to come in. Ooh, Molten Core on the point. Okay, that's one way to dissuade this comp. We'll see how much it actually impacts it. It looks like Haku was just picked off by Sauna. Yeah, this is...
Barrier too.
And with the pulse bomb in his hands, yeah, there's just no way you win this fight. There's absolutely no way. If you look at everybody's POVs as well on the side of our Qadsiah, like, you look at Labda, Checkmate, Landon, whoever, right? Look at how many directions they're looking at any one time. It's not like, okay, it's a front to back fight. We're looking at the front line, we're shooting them, we're trying to get a pick with the Sojourn. It's like, no, Mag is in the back line. Canale and Crispy are also trying to find like weird off angles, especially with Kiriko, who likes to play that way with the Tracer. Top Dragon's also burrowed underground, like, you know, trying to find gold down there, and that gold being kills. Soundbarrier ends up coming in for Gen.G. A pulse bomb thrown in, a little bit of damage onto Labda, but that's about it. Force the Soundbarrier about Haku. They eventually unearth Top Dragon and find a kill, but Gen.G can still roll onto this point with mines and rush, and in fact, they're going to use that rush to extend this fight a little bit longer. Landon in trouble, has got a rush of his own, but for the time being, Landon is alive. Eventually, a later rush is going to connect, but now the mines are going to provide quite a decent amount of cover for Gen.G, but it looks like Qadsiah right underneath the nose of Mag cap the point.
Yeah, but Qadsiah don't have a whole lot of legs to stand on again. Mag finds Labda and takes out again a huge sorts of DPS. And while Qadsiah have the flashpoint for now, how much longer? Ziad is starting to lose mech already.
There's the TP, there's the Suzu. Landon is going to get dove on right now. As soon as those called out, you're dead. Landon actually scurries away using that wall climb to get away from Mag. So actually surviving a lot longer than I initially anticipated, but the kill comes through regardless. Top Dragon now just focusing people as soon as they walk onto the point. A decent kill from Labda, but with a D-Mech and it being 99%. I mean, Rose, I hate to call it early, but Gen.G, they're going to 3-0 this map.
They are looking so good, and I think the odds are very high for them to be able to do that. Sana is going into this next flashpoint with a pulse bomb, and Checkmate is as well. We know how good Checkmate has been on the Tracer, so it's possible that both of them can equalize out these fights, but after that, then what? Gen.G already beat Qadsiah to the punch to make sure that they are at this flashpoint first, and so onus on Sana now, and look at Haku already like just kind of getting chased down by these Tracers.
Oh, nice attempted pulse there from Sauna. Ends up hitting the wall. Top Dragon, Sauna dead, so DPS down. But Gen.G still have Mag, which is going to be an issue.
At least the flashpoint is unlocked, though, and I think at this point, Mag can't necessarily roll safely onto the flashpoint without taking a significant amount of damage, so Gen.G give up control for now. Qadsiah now keep a hold of the pulse bomb also. Labda very, very close to being able to get duplicate. I think we might even just see Qadsiah have 5 ultimates in this next fight. Top Dragon giving up the venture, wants to go over to the Echo. I think that's going to be a little bit more fair of a DPS duel versus Labda.
I think Checkmate just got 1v1 by Sauna, like straight up. All right, they're going to exert some pressure now. That is the rush being used to force Top Dragon away. Almost gets isolated by Labda. Heals came in just in time. Mag is still hanging around in the backline, though. The slam ends up coming through. A late rush for Canel. The duplication onto the Tracer. But how long can Labda stay alive? He doesn't even hit the floor before he is knocked down a dupe and then instantly killed by Top Dragon. 73% and counting. Both beats come in. And it looks like Landon is trying to get some work done in the backline. Ziad is there with the covering fire of the D.Va and the Matrix to save Landon's life. Now Top Dragon's the main focus for the D.Va. But Gen.G do end up capping, but this is a point where it can be very easy to stall, especially if you're Tracer and Wrecking Ball. A Mag is going to deploy the mines, make it even harder for Qadsiah to get the recap.
Qadsiah come in with nothing at this point. You're just looking at trying to get some raw damage down and hope that some sort of ultimate is going to be coming up later. But Mag is such a nuisance. What a pain point here for the backline of Qadsiah.
Yeah, and they didn't even count the point. It looked like Qadsiah are going to win that fight. Another engagement for Mags. He swings into the backline, isolating the Kiriko. There's the Suzu, there's the TP, and here comes the kill. Haku's going to have to be on his best goalkeeping behavior right now in order to save Landon, but it can't save him from Sauna, who's just been hunting him down over and over again. And Sauna comes up with another kill. That's both supports dead. Gen.G, they're on 90%. Qadsiah might find their flip, but Mag's full HP and is rolling back in.
And Top Dragon and Sana are coming back with their ults as well. Lapis just a little bit off, wants to try to get this damage down, so maybe he can actually throw his into the mix, but not before Top Dragon actually gets a duplicate onto the Lucio.
Yeah, I mean, maybe a bit of a safety duplication there to make sure he stays alive. Well, there is a rush available from Qadsiah, but they've been desuited. Self-destruct's gonna come through, so that's at least good for another life, but Checkmate's dead. A sound barrier from Qadsiah and a point cap. They should be in good stead, but don't count them out just yet, that being Gen.G. Sauna is still just doing them dirty. A sound barrier comes in, hits 3, but someone from Gen.G is on the point. A nice little stick. Ziad was not expecting the Tracer to be below him. Winning the 1v1 maybe for Landon here, but the sound barrier from Crispy should signal the end of the map. Gen.G still 3 men strong on the point and no second touch from Qadsiah, and a 3-0 for Gen.G, gaining the match point.
There's a Lucio boop waiting, and also a nice line of Cheerios if we saw the Tracer even blink towards the point. Gen.G off to a blazing fast start. I'm seeing a 3-0 at the end of this match.
Yeah, I mean, that was quick. That was clean, clinical. They are going to stick with this comp, I'd imagine. This is kind of what they've decided the meta for them is going to be with Mag on the Wrecking Ball. It's tough. You need a lot of coordination to stop these dives from coming in. Ball could be frustrating to kind of deal with, especially if some characters are immobile. And I'm not saying anybody is on the side of Qadsiah, but it looks like they've got no mobility cooldowns every time Mag slams in. But that's a lot of that is to do with Sauna, Top Dragon, going aggro, burning Sojourn Slide, burning the Shift, or burning the Blinks even from the Tracer. Gen.G making it look pretty easy on Suravasa.
Very good stuff here from Gen.G. Now comes the question of, does Qadsiah see this Wrecking Ball and decide that this is the time to ban it out? We take a look at what else is in the map pool. It's difficult to see a target ban onto the Wrecking Ball not resulting in another tank Mag can play pretty confidently. Unless maybe you want to think about something like Havana, you ban out the Wrecking Ball. It's Esperanca though, and I think this is another one of those maps that you even look at and say, I didn't even know if Wrecking Ball is the right option to play here. You could just go for anything else. We've seen every tank basically at this point on this map.
I wouldn't be too surprised to maybe, well, if you're Qadsiah, like maybe a Ram or something, just run this kind of rush versus the ball. Vortex can be a good tool to kind of deal with it. Sombra obviously would be a very good pick. We'll see if they've got that in the back pocket. Of course, we know Checkmate has played that before. Same with Labdo here and there. This is Qadsiah's time to maybe come back. They had a very, very big win and a very confidence-boosting win as well against Twisted Minds yesterday. But it's whether they can actually just continue the momentum. They're on match point, and that last map didn't look close. So the mental game has to be really strong going into this next one, because a 2-0, then a 3-0, you've not capped a single point yet, or you've capped them, but you haven't actually secured the point, sadly, right? So yeah, we'll see if they can actually pull themselves together for this next one.
Well, Ziad was a huge key to success when we look at Qadsiah's win over Twisted Minds. Like, the D.Va play was just so strong, and if you're able to run the D.Va, especially on a map like Esperanca, I think you do really like your chances. If you ban out the Wrecking Ball, then it kind of gives you free reign to be able to go for those dives without the worry of somebody like Mag, making it much more difficult for the rest of your team to actually follow up. But Wrecking Ball is still on the table, because we are going to see Qadsiah just ban out the Sim, which leaves Gen.G open to get a tank ban, and it protects their Wrecking Ball.
Yeah, Gen.G also banning Sigma, which is a very good character against the ball. So yeah, I mean, not too shocked, and that does lead me to believe that Mag's just going to run ball again. Doesn't want to run Sig, sure. I mean, Mag doesn't play Sig that often, if at all. So yeah, Wrecking Ball it is for Gen.G. Or if they want to go to something else, maybe like a Ram or something, they can do as well. It's not like Mag's hero pool is benign, you know, it's pretty deep. We'll see how Qadsiah kind of deal with this. The Symmetra ban coming through, maybe going towards, again, Sojourn and Sombra. Again, they could run the Ramatra as well. Yet to be seen. Don't think there are any substitutions either for both sides, so will be Ziad kind of staying in, and I do think that's the right choice, and like you said, was a massive reason why they won against Twisted Minds the other day.
But is the D.Va going to be the right choice here? Because I mean, I don't know how much the D.Va defense matrix counts as well as it did in the Twisted Minds match, because you know you're always going to deal with some type of hit scan player. Like, Quartz's Sojourn is just so crazy cracked that being able to have that as an answer on the D.Va defense matrix is just so nice to have. But you don't have the same type of targets for that on this Gen.G roster. You're seeing double flex DPS, you're seeing like double projectile, like yes, that helps, but you also see a lot of characters from the Gen.G the DPS lineup that are very mobile, as you can't always just chase him down with the deep bunny boosters.
All right, Esperanza is the map pick for Qadsiah. Sigma ban for Gen.G. Qadsiah banned that Symmetra first. So we'll see what has been cooking in the wings for Gen.G. See what Krusty has been doing. See if Mag has got another look on this map, or is it going to be the same old thing? I'm saying maybe even the D.Va wouldn't be such a bad option. I like Top Dragon on the Venture. The Venture is I think it's pretty decent on this map. I wouldn't say it's like the best thing, best DPS of all time, but the way that they're kind of just breaking down our Qadsiah into little like sizable chunks and then eating them one by one, it's been working out well.
Yeah, I think Gen.G just see Landon and go, that's our target. Landon was on the receiving end of so many chase downs on Suravasa, like our first map of the series as well. And the Venture just does such a great job of that. Either you're going after the Kiriko and forcing her to use something like a Suzu or Swift Step, and then once all those cooldowns are gone, Mag goes in, or vice versa, or something like that.
Yeah, Landon's already burnt that TP, that Swift Step off cooldown for a little bit. Suzu as well, so now's the go time. Landon should have another Swift Step available to him, but Gen.G, no, there's no other defensive countermeasures really for the Kiriko. And you can see Landon is just top dragon. Just giving him back shots right there. I mean, this is an issue for Qadsiah. They need to be able to look at top dragon, force this burrow so he can't play aggressive. And look at that. I mean, top dragon just dominating Qadsiah in that small room. That's what Venture does best as well. Just kind of sit on an off angle, pepper people, and then go for a drill dash or go for a burrow or go for just something else that will just knock everybody away. And this is a dirty stagger too. That is not respawning with the wave respawns, and they're going to get it around this first corner.
Yeah, that's so bad too, because I think if you're Qadsiah, you look at like, where do I actually go now to try to take these fights? Great point about the Venture, because now look at how that actually does play out. You have high ground around the bot, you have this low ground. Either way, you're in a small room with a Venture.
They've almost got ult too. All right, Crispy dead. Hang on a second here. Oh, that's my health pack, Top Dragon says. Trying to look for the Tracer. All right, okay. Qadsiah end up winning that fight. Top Dragon unable to really get anything. Kind of look towards Labda there, trying to force Labda out of position. But all right, Qadsiah win that engagement. They're going to push on. No checkpoint either for Gen.G. Stopped them just before it.
Yeah, close enough that that's still going to be a very good place for Qadsiah to have kept the bot now and take it back over to their side. Kitsune Rush, Sound Barrier. Sion's got this bomb as well for an extra life. Rush just to kick things off though.
Top Dragon's going to do a good job. It's just going to sit on the bot right now and potentially try and steal it away. A good stick onto the Mecha Ziad forces the self-destruct, and meanwhile, Gen.G have stolen the bot. I really like that play from Top Dragon. Qadsiah tries to go aggro with the rush, so we sit on the bot, and as soon as they leave it to try and make use of that ult, we just steal it away, and we steal the position. So you can't even shoot us with that rush in place. Mogul coming in, and here comes Top Dragon, scaring everybody away with that tectonic shock. There's absolutely no way you want to fight on the bot with that in play. So that's a free checkpoint for Gen.G.
Yeah.
Oh, good stick though from Labda.
Right, there's no Suzu to be able to stop that, so Top Dragon does actually get taken down. Labda takes down 2 before eventually Sana's able to get that revenge pick. But this checkpoint is so big because that's forward spawns activated here for Gen.G. And Sana's a tracer. You don't mind at all being the last one to get through to the respawns. And it's Gen.G's time now to actually show up with a couple of ultimates. Mag finally has the Diva Bomb. That's an extra life here for the Diva. Kanale and Landon now racing each other to see who's going to get Kitsune Rush.
Landon just trying to play as safe as humanly possible right now, seeing the burrow right next to him. Self-destruct available for Mag, but Kanale's actually the one to fall. Mag's got to go turbo mode right now. Use that self-destruct, and that kills Haku somehow. A little boot, though, I would imagine, from Crispy, judging by the assist in the kill feed. They are just running away with this. It's a bit of a scrappy fight, but Gen.G are happy because once again, they are stealing the bot away from Qadsiah, permanently making sure that Qadsiah have to regain the space every single fight.
Yeah, every single time, it just makes it so much more difficult because Qadsiah, now they bring it back. We're back in the neutral part of this map. And here we go.
It's the same fight over and over again.
It is. It's like looking in a mirror.
It's good. It's really good for Gen.G to do this. Early Suzu. Sauna waiting for an opening. with this pulse bomb. They've also got the rush, but so does Landon in about 2%. They're going to unleash it first as a boop away onto Sauna, still holding onto the pulse bomb though, but doesn't need it for the secure the kill onto Haku. Top Dragon eventually goes down as he goes to aggro, but now there's a perfect, I was going to say, a perfect pulse target in Landon in the back, but a swift kunai to the dome ends Sauna's life.
Oh man. Just a little bit more cleanup here, and now Qadsiah finally get a chance to move past that halfway point. But they still can't get the checkpoint. Like, they need 2 more team fights to actually get the checkpoint and get the lead. We're now sub 5 minutes here in the map, so we're already past that halfway point. But pulse bomb here, maybe molten core, one way to kick things off.
Pulse bomb, oh, connects as well, right next to Landon. Suzu couldn't come quick enough there, and unfortunately for checkmate, didn't come at all. Top Dragon on the high ground, and they are once again contesting the bot on low. Pulse bomb for Labda goes wide. Almost hit Top Dragon, but now with no recall, he's going to be in trouble. Sound barrier hits 4 on the side of Qadsiah. Same with Gen.G, but they're still contesting the bot under this bridge. And Ziad goes down as he tries to self-destruct Remake. And Rose, it's going to happen again. If Qadsiah win this next fight, they're going to reset back into mid. And Gen.G now I have to deal with a Farah, but honestly for them, I think Top Dragon's pretty... Top Dragon doesn't seem to care about the aerial advantage.
That is crazy. Top Dragon actually almost won that 1v1 before Mag comes in and cleans up checkmate. I mean, this is going to be a lead though now because checkmate has to come back out of spawn. Everybody else on Qadsiah is turning tail and running away. Labda and Landon are fighting to just keep themselves healthy for this next fight. And Top Dragon all the while is like, well, I got to use Tectonic Shock. That's why we are able to get this space. And now Kaneo has the Kitsune Rush.
Checkmate Top Dragon do end up trading. Both rushes on the point. Ziad's mech extremely low. Self-destruct for Mag to get the remake as Haku's carrying in a corner as Crispy takes full advantage of him being isolated. An extension of the lead for Gen.G. There's 3 minutes to go as Qadsiah have got only the pulse bomb to their name. This is looking, again, very one-sided for Gen.G in this map.
Sauna's gonna have a pulse bomb also, so what if you just pull something, like you get around the corner, and then it's just an all-out scrap by the end, and no way, Labda just both forced a recall here.
Sauna almost managed to kill Labda before he could recall. Labda was being very greedy with that. Oh my stick! What was that? Oh, he ended up tagging. That was an insane alley-oop from Labda. Crispy died to the kunai anyway, but I mean, style points for one. There's a kill onto the Tracer though. Still Sauna with a pulse bomb. Meg comes through for Ziad, so okay. Almost at full fighting force right now, but Sauna is still just being an absolute menace on this point. Forces the swift step of Landon, and Ziad is low once again.
Oh, you get the recall here, so you are full HP. Basana is very low. I feel like finally Qadsiah are able to get a semblance of a defense here, but 2 minutes left. And they still have to make up so much distance. And Giles, we're back at square one.
It's going to be mid-fight again, yeah. They've got checkpoint as well, Rose, so...
Yeah.
Spawn close, run to the point, try and take high ground, and then stall under the bridge.
Exactly. That's the name of the game here.
They've done the same thing 4 fights in a row, and it's working for Gen.G. Here comes the rush. All right, this should be the difference maker. However, Top Dragon is on the point. Both sound barriers end up coming through as Kaneo just tries to wait for his own Kitsune rush. Ends up launching out on the bot, but Mag needs some help. There's no self-destruct for Mag. So now it's up to Top Dragon to try and get the damage and try and buy enough time for Mag to get mech back.
Yeah, but they're stealing the bot away again. Like, this is just perfect clinic of how to actually play a push map. Yes, Mag ends up getting destroyed, but Gen.G are still in this fight, and they're still delaying time off the clock. All they need to do is keep the lead now. We're just over a minute left in this map, and Qadsiah still have to get the checkpoint.
A little bit of a stall there from Kaneo, same with Sauna. Yep, 60 seconds to go. Unfortunately for Qadsiah, the bells are told they've got one more opportunity to try and get this lead. They haven't got the checkpoint, so Gen.G are more than happy, even just to give it up if they want to, and then set themselves up for a big game-winning fight.
Especially if they can force out some ultimates here as well, because you've got 3 from Qadsiah, you've got a 4th one in Landon's Kitsune Rush coming up soon as well. And it's going to be the Molten Core from Checkmate first, which at least helps them to be able to get the checkpoint.
Top Dragon down, self-destruct, but Ziad ends up going down to Crispy. The Cheerios connect, no more Diva for Qadsiah. They've got a pulse bomb, they've got the checkpoint, but that's about it. 20 seconds to go and the team is cowering in the corner, afraid for their lives. Someone's going to have to touch. There should be an opportunity as Haku and Labda are around the corner.
Around the corner, but walking into a Kitsune Rush potentially here from Kanale, and even Mag is going to be able to have this bomb. Any sort of overtime push on this bot is going to be very difficult for Qadsiah.
Post bomb. Oh, that went very wide for Labda, unfortunately. And now he's in the back line with no recall. The rush ends up coming through as the kill on Labda was almost guaranteed. Sound barrier ends up coming in for Haku just in the nick of time to save Landon and checkmate, but they got no resources to really work with. Top Dragon with the burrow, and that'll be Gen.G getting that team kill, getting the win, a 3-0 over Qadsiah.
Easy as you like it. Gen.G really in top form now. Definitely one of the top teams in the region. I know maybe a couple of question marks over that very first match that they had, but this is now Gen.G, what, 3-1 now in our standings? Looking pretty clean. I think an easy top 4 for them.
It was a hiccup versus VP. That's all
yeah,
it
was. No worries. Yeah, fluke.
They found their place in the meta, and they're confident.
Can you even say a hiccup? I mean, it was against.
It was against VP.
#1 team.
Yeah, that's
So
like,
fluke.
Exactly.
Write it off.
Yeah, it's rough when the toughest match of the stage is against the best team of the stage.
But you got it out of the way.
Yeah,
like, whatever. We'll lose this one. We'll just go 6-1, guys. It's okay.
Oh, that one though. Yeah, no, but I like that we're seeing different looks from them as well. I mean, I hate to be the team going up against what we've seen here on CC specifically. The May was just, I hate it. The Moira, absolutely hate it. It's filthy. Don't do that.
Yeah,
Look, at home kids.
I'm with you. And I think the way Gen.G play with the ball, with these kind of like, at this point, there's no like unconventional hero because everybody's playing a little bit of everything. But May.
Have you considered Lifeweaver?
And the Reaper. Okay, sure.
Oh,
actually, that's
what we've missed.
That is the support area we miss, man. Who could forget about Lifeweaver, guys?
I forget that Lifeweaver exists frequently because just
I
the one
thought we had
place.
seen it because of
I think
like Widow
Overwatch
strats on
Esports,
Eichenwald,
right.
but then I remember we actually didn't see the Lifeweaver, and even the teammates were surprised on the Widow. Like, where's
Right.
my life grip? What happened? Where's my pedal platform?
Okay, Rack Attack does not forget, but unfortunately, Overwatch Esports forgets
EMEA.
sometimes about Lifeweaver. Yeah, I think Gen.G have found the perfect mix of like a super high aggressive comps with the ball, and then a bit more like, I wouldn't say reserved because the Deepu is also pretty aggro, and switching up their DPS lines. Not afraid to play May Reaper, not afraid to play Tracer, like not afraid to play Sojourn. Like their roster feels very, very well-rounded, and their own flavor of how they want to play right now with this Wrecking Ball and with the Venture, it looks so, like you said, Zoe, frustrating to play against, like annoying to play against, and it's working out over and over and over again. And do you practice against this? Because no other team is going to play like this in scrims.
I mean, right now, scrims must be just throwaways,
Madness.
I feel, anyway, because you don't know, like, the players don't know why they're playing, what they're playing. Like, everyone is just kind of throwing stuff at the wall and see what sticks. So, it's wild out there. It's wild out there. But Gen.G coming out on top. And a lot of that, of course, thanks to players such as Top Dragon, who got himself the player of the match. Top Dragon has been grinding for such a long time. I love seeing Top Dragon on top.
He is, a long time is a bit of an understatement. I think we
Yeah.
mentioned it in the previous cast, Rose, with Gen.G. He was originally on Gen.G. He played on Armament for a little while, and then he was on the Korea Cup teams for Gen.G, which was Gen.G B and Gen.G A. For those who don't know, the Korea Cup, like way back in the day, it was like 2019, 2020 time. It was like this third-party tournament that would be run, and it was a lot of like B teams, C teams, like tier 3. And then he joined Gen.G Esports, and then he was on Tiger Nation, which was Gen.G Seoul Dynasty's like sister team, like the tier 2 team.
Academy team, yeah.
Yeah, he's been around for a long time. He's been on O2+. He's been on pretty much every like known quantity in Korean esports for such a long time.
I feel like this is really where Top Dragon gets a chance to break out and not be accordant to tier 2. This is a tier 1 flex DPS player who gets a chance to show us a little bit of everything, and that's, I don't know what he's gonna bring next, but I'm here for it. More Venture, more Echo.
Do you guys feel like there could be a meta this team struggles in, or do they just have the right pieces to switch?
I think a Mauga meta they might struggle in a little bit. If it's like hard Mauga, I don't think
Hazard 2 was not like fantastic.
It's difficult because I think if I agree with you with the hazard point as well, because I don't think Mag is up there in terms of hazards. However, it's like, okay, that's fine, but also our DPS are like very strong. So it's, and the backline is very dependable. So it's difficult to find a meta where they struggle in across the board. I think if there's any kind of meta, one part of the team is going to be flourishing.
One part will be flourishing. Backline has been looking crisp and clean. Speaking of crisp and clean, Crispy is joining us for an interview. Horrible transition, but a great guest to have.
That was
Crispy,
good.
can you hear us?
Pretty good.
Yeah, I'm here.
Perfect. Glad to have you. Thank you so much for taking the time. Let's talk a little bit about what we're seeing right now, because you guys seem pretty unfazed by any kind of map picks or bans, same as hero bans. You guys seem to be able to play to your strength. Do you think you're a team that benefits from how unsettled the meta is?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you can play, I think right now you can play any hero in the game. You can literally play anything you want. And I think that benefits us the most because I think Mag can do stuff that no other tank in the region can. And so can our DPS line. And I think me and Kanel are about the baseline for every support, like the hero pools. And I think we're just able to play it to our strengths of flexibility so much, you know?
I do want to ask, working under Krusty, how has that been like for you? Obviously, he's won the Overwatch League. That's a pretty big achievement,
Yeah,
for one thing. And yourself, obviously, have been around tier 2 for a little bit, but like, Krusty being Krusty, one of the best coaches we have in Overwatch esports in general. Yeah, how's that been?
Bro, it's nuts, man. It's like a different level to anything you experience. Like, it's such a high like level of intensity and learning compared to anything I've experienced before. It just makes it's like playing a whole different game. It's really fun.
What's the one thing you've taken away from Krusty's teachings that you feel like you've personally leveled up from?
He's always shouting at me to play for the points. I think at least maybe 100 times a scrim. All I'm told is to just think about the points. And it's like, it's such a simple thing, right? It's like, it's the first thing you learn when you open Overwatch, but when you actually try to apply it to high-level games, it actually makes it so much more complex. So I think I'd say that's probably the main thing.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see more of you and the team. I mean, the Crispy and Krusty combo, I'm here for this one. Crispy, thank you so much for joining us for a quick chat, and best of luck in your next match.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.